Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. Ultra Frieza's banner is alive. We can go ahead and summon for the boy. I think this banner is actually kind of crap. I think Frieza's the only one that's actually worth pulling for. Broly kind of just stands out as a potential LF Zenkai, but that's not very likely. Yeah, let's just jump right into it. I did the download all, so I got all the stuff. I won't get baited by anything. No spoilers either. And yeah, some of you were wondering why I didn't do like a reaction video. I had to go into the office today, just normal meeting shenanigans, and by the time I could have gone back, it was kind of obvious who it was. My whole timeline plastered him everywhere, so I realized the reaction wouldn't really be genuine, so there's no point. So I just didn't bother. There's no point. I think all the information that was needed is already out there. But this guy looks super strong. He looks pretty good. He's a purple unit that has increased blast costs, which is huge for both Super 17 and Gohan. Now, I do know that both Super 17 and Gohan have means of nullifying abnormal conditions, which I'm pretty sure this 60 blast debuff falls under, but I think the condition needed assumes they've already started comboing, so I think it's okay. Either way, we'll see how well he performs tonight. Him being a more strike-oriented unit can put a bit of challenge to that, because we probably wanted a range type unit that has a ranged blue that can nullify endurance, but he's more melee based. Both is green and blue. Wow, that's a horrible ×2 ultra rate summon, but so that might make things challenging, but we'll see. I think Frieza looks really good. The super easy cover null kind of has this super Vegeta-like unique gauge where it's gradually charging. Once it's full, you get a bunch of buffs, but it will very quickly go to 0. I think, or is it more like Ultra Kid Boo's? I think it might be a mixture of the two, maybe more Ultra Kid Boo's. But yeah, it didn't look too bad. The green card, I was scared, was an AoE green card, just because in the gameplay preview, Frieza does a big shout and they transition over to him comboing the blue Goku. But no, there's like a dead stop to that, which is good. You know me. You know me that at this point I am not particularly fond of AoE greens, so one less powerful unit with an AoE green, the better. Even if a couple annoying ones already got it, let's not make it worse. But speaking of going to the office, where I work, going into the office was kind of flexible. You know, they said, yo, we gotta be in 3 times a week, and yeah, 3 times a week we'd like you guys to be into the office. They're pretty flexible about it, just because you know, so long as you get your work done and you're really productive, and you know, you're showing that you're, you know, on top of your game, they're okay with you just not going, which was the case I was in for the most part. I was able to work from home for a lot of it, but if you follow me on Twitter, you kind of probably got an idea of where this is going, in that my fatigue has slowly caught up to me over the years, and yeah, adding on that I gotta start being in the office 3 times a week is a little concerning for me, just because of how far I'm being pulled in a bunch of different directions. So I realize I'm kind of getting to that point where I really need to decide what I'm trying to do here. I think part of my frustration is I can't truly give either one of those things 100% of my effort. I can't truly give 100% to, you know, this whole content creator thing that we're doing, you know, between what we do here on the main channel, the second channel, and over on Twitch where I like to stream. You know, I don't have enough time to expand on all of those things. And, you know, even for work, I just naturally, me being more tired, I can't throw myself at work as hard as I would like. So it's kind of like I'm giving both these things not 100%, and you know, it's gonna negatively affect me eventually, and I'm pretty tired now. So with them saying, hey, you know, we're no longer working around any sort of flexibility, the ban hammer's coming down, you gotta be in the office 3 times a week. And I did talk to my manager about it. I said, you know, due to so-and-so reason, with so-and-so support, and, you know, X and Y cases, I've demonstrated, you know, full productivity with the current setup that I got now. But they basically said, you know, as appreciated as that is, it's just the rule. It is just the way going forward. So if I don't do it, then you get thrown into like an employee improvement plan or something. I think it's just a software engineering term for saying like, yeah, you're not obeying us, so we're gonna, it's almost like a timeout or something. I don't know, it seems silly, but either way, the point I'm trying to get is I am eventually getting to a point where I'm at a crossroads and I have to make one direction, but I don't know which one to truly go for. It's kind of weird. Weird in the sense that although things on the channel look really good, it's always a question of how long. And for me, I've always been the kind of guy that leans towards the side of caution more. So if I was only thinking about tomorrow, a week from now, month, year, maybe 2 years from now, yeah, I would switch. I feel that the next 2 years are more than safe for Legends, you know, Dragon Ball content creation, all those things. But it becomes a question of what's beyond that. What's your life gonna look like 3 years from now, 5 years from now? Is a 10-year YouTube channel even possible? Is Legends gonna be around for another 10 years starting today? I don't know. And let's say sometime between now and 2+ years, let's say for whatever reason the channel goes, you know, in the bin, and I have this big gap in my resume. That's a hard thing to justify when it comes to going back to the tech sector. You know, if it's time to go back to being a software engineer, then okay. But the gap that's being introduced, should I do this YouTube thing full time, is a big anchor. It weighs you down. So it's almost like you almost have to guarantee that this is really gonna work, and I can't do that. And the only way that this is truly gonna work is if I dive into new content and have the other channel work and the Twitch streaming work. But I can't see if that's gonna work if I don't give it 100%. But I'm too scared to give it 100% in case it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? It's like that little loop of like, I would only do it if I know it's gonna work out, and it's only gonna work out if I quit my job to give it 100%. So it's like this infinite circle of cause and effect where I'm only going to know if this works if I quit, so I can give it 100%, but I'm too scared to quit because I don't know if this is gonna work out. So I don't know what to do. I think I've brought this up before, and I know it's super weird that I'm even bringing this up, but I think it's fine to be transparent and try to get your feedback. But I'd like to know what you guys think. You know, when I say that, what goes through your mind? In your view, do you think things would be fine? Do you think it would be better long term if I did focus on content creation full time, just for health reasons too? Forgetting every Frieza but the 1v1, due to health reasons, because I will admit I am pretty tired now. It's after the last couple of years of doing both. It's almost like you never really recover enough from all your work weeks. Like if the damage done is I don't know, 5 HP out of 100, and you're always healing 4.9. You don't notice it within the first 2 years, but afterwards you start noticing it, because that 0.1 is adding up every week, and it's finally reached the point where it's added up. So I don't know. I think all of this is to say, do you think doing this full time would be a good idea? And if so, would other content from me be interesting? I'd like to know your thoughts if you made it this far. I know it's super late, and this is almost too serious of a conversation to have while throwing my money away for this stupid ultra. But I just felt like it's something I should probably bring up. I've done a pretty good job with finances and stuff. I've always lived pretty frugal, so I'm also a numbers guy. I enjoy tracking numbers, reading numbers, the whole bit, and I've done a good job seeing how much is, good. I've done a good job watching every dollar that leaves the nest and every dollar that comes in, and I've always made sure to lessen the amount that goes out and increase the amount that comes in. So from a financial standpoint, even if everything were to go in the bin, I have afforded myself the luxury of training myself back up and potentially giving going back to being a software engineer a good amount of time, even though I hate interviews. So I guess there's that, and all my expenses would be covered for years, which would buy me enough time to train back up to whatever the current interview environment looks like. But I don't know. I'm fortunate that I have good friends around me that have always encouraged me and supported me on this. Nano's really awesome. Truth has been really awesome. My friends like Duel, Zilch, and Lucy have been pretty awesome, saying, like, from an analytical point, explained why it would make sense, and for your own health, why it would also be a good idea. And I am very fortunate in that I get such valuable opinions, and that I think one of the biggest things that I'm grateful for from having a platform is meeting really, really nice people and making really good friendships out of it. So it's almost like there's good reasons for both. There's no certainty to either one of them, and I still don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just asking more, because that, as an engineer, you always like to get as much information as you can before you make a decision. So I think that's just what my brain's doing right now. Just asking around in order to get enough information to make an informed decision. But my window for making a decision is shrinking very, very quickly. Because something's going to give. Either the channel dies, or I don't do... or I don't know, or I just get too tired. So that is all to say, the super long rant, what you think would work, and what do you think is a wiser decision? Should I give this a shot for my own sake, insanity, and health, just so I can catch up on sleep and rest and whatnot? Or do you think it would be too risky to jump on this full-time, given the questionable potential future for Legends and the volatility of YouTube in mind? I'd like to know your thoughts on these things. But yeah, that's... Hey, at least I got a really good topic to talk about for 16 minutes. Usually it's just me talking about me being tired, stupid AoE greens, Jiren being bald. I think at least the conversation evolved a little bit there. But yeah, that's where I'm at. My approach would have been, if I were to do it full time, the number one thing would be we gotta diversify some of the content here with some other Dragon Ball games, which would be good. Without a doubt, Sparking Zero would be here. I would have to try out some other Dragon Ball games to see how well they do. But ultimately, the goal is that you're not tied to one game. I think Rhyme Style is like the ultimate example of that. He's got everything on lock, whether it's Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, various different Dragon Ball games, stuff like that. That would be what you want to do. I'd probably have to follow a similar path, or Nano's a good idea. You basically want to evolve your channel from, I'm a guy who does Dragon Ball Legends, to it's that guy who does who also happens to do Dragon Ball Legends. You kind of want to grow as a brand, less so as just an individual, so that you can extend it to whatever content you want. That's kind of what you want to do. So that would be the goal. I'd probably make sure I can upload every day on the second channel too, and stream a lot more frequently. Probably at least 3 to 4 times a week. That would be the goal. That's what I would do if I was to do this full time. Then we go from there. You never know. Who knows what kind of growth you could achieve with that, especially with you having the time to actually implement more unique editing to both channels. Who knows? Who knows? But that would be the plan of attack. I don't want it to seem like I just want to dump more responsibility and just laze around. I'm one of those guys that strictly maintains a schedule, almost militant like. So yeah, I was just curious as to what your thoughts might be. Alright, it'd be great if we could pull this golden Frieza here, because I think I have burdened you guys enough with my thoughts. Bro, it's every LOE character but the one we need. Game, you gotta help me out here. Throw me a bone, because we are 16k CC in. Hopefully either this multi or the next one wraps it up for us, but you never know. I've also doubled up this conversation to avoid saying, or rather pressing that skip button. Oh yeah, you let me know which makes sense, which would I do, which should I do. yeah, that's kind of just what lingers on my mind. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be able to maintain all these things, but now that the schedule has got more cluttered, having to go in 3 times a week, it kind of pulls me away from being able to handle this as well as I have. So I'll have to make a decision soon, and I would imagine the sooner the better before I burn myself out. But I'll be sure to read. I don't think we're gonna get anything here, but I'll be sure to read everyone's comments, even though I don't, you know, heart and like every single comment I get. I do read them. That is, I know that's hard to prove, given that I don't provide any sort of proof, because a like at least shows that, but I definitely do read the comments, so I'll be sure to read what your thoughts are. Making the last one. Oh, that's rather unfortunate, because this means we have to go to the content creator event. You know, I totally forgot why. I think I forgot to mention why I feel confident in you know, Legends and Dragon Ball as a whole for like another 2+ years, and it's mainly because, you know, we finally have an anime to go with. Legends has seen some pretty good success without any running anime, so I think that's a big reason why when Daima comes back, you know, Dragon Ball interest as a whole will go up and all the games will benefit. I know a lot of people feel that when Sparking Zero drops, Legends is probably gonna just go poof, but that's really not the case. What usually happens with these games is when a really good AAA title related to the theme comes, or an anime comes, they pull all of them ahead. Now, how much each game gets pulled depends on the game itself. I would imagine that Dokkan gets pulled much higher due to Daima as opposed to Legends, but that doesn't mean it won't get a boost. But yeah, I think with Daima coming out this year, the future of Dragon Ball looking good, given that there's several arcs that haven't been animated. There's potentially more movies within the pipeline. I know they did say that they plan on making... Oh, whoa! Damn, that EX fake out. Wow, that was awesome. Damn, I didn't expect an EX fake out like that. Well done, Legends, you got me. That's great. But yeah, I think the future for Dragon Ball looks pretty bright. We're gonna have anime coming through. We're probably gonna see more movies in the future. So that's gonna help strengthen things quite a bit. It's gonna be great. So I think there's plenty of reasons to feel confident in the IP itself. And then that's not to say that we couldn't just jump onto other strong IPs and see how well we do. So we'll finish the rotation and then, yeah, call it a day. I think we had a long enough conversation here. Enough rambling from me. But yeah, I'd like to know your thoughts. Oh god, it's shiny. Okay, if the dimension shatters, that means we got Frieza again. That's a big win. We're already beating the odds. The average is 40k for a new Ultra, and we're at, I think, maybe 18k now. So this is a huge win. Ah, no shatter. You got me, game. It's an LF. Haha. Well, we just managed to max out Cooler, so I'll still take that as a win. Can you imagine if they announced that guy's Zenkai Awakening during this reveal and stuff? I noticed that there's no Zenkai announcement, which is surprising. They almost always have a Zenkai announcement in here. So odds are maybe they wanted to keep it a surprise or something exciting, or maybe the Zenkai is going to be unrelated to this Nemesis campaign. Who knows? Yeah, this one's not looking like much. But yeah, either way, let me know what your thoughts are to what we just talked about. Would love to know. There's a lot more of you than there are of me, so getting thoughts from all different walks of life and experiences would be great to know. But I guess until PvP shows up, I guess this wraps up the video. Cool. Really appreciate you guys listening to me ramble. And yeah, I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Best of luck on your summons. But until next time, guys, be on the lookout for the showcase. Peace.